Okay, guys, we are live. We're back. It's the 1st of July, and that can only mean one thing. That means it's Happy Mo Salah Extension Day. And I've Ivan Jennings in the house to say hello. Ivan, it's been a while.
How are you?
It's been a while, but are you a happy man?
Very happy. Great news. Great news. I think the club were just hanging on, and I think the penny has dropped. So great news all around. Delighted to stay.
I mean, it's unbelievable news. I always in the back of my mind was thinking it would happen, but you just don't know. You just don't know whether it's going to happen or not.
Didn't it? Like every time we were talking, it seemed to be more in another week and another month and more stuff in the media, and it just became unlikely. I think at one point. But I think the club just stood firm, and he kind of went, you know what? I can't go anywhere better. 350 grand a week isn't bad, is it?
Ava Jennings is in. Hiya, Ava. Hopefully you're well.
She's in good
Ava
form.
is in. A new subscriber, Ava Jennings.
They all count.
Up the Reds, Ava. Fair play to you for coming in. I'll tell you, look, we're going to have a nice little chat. Obviously, Mo, we're delighted with Mo. He's on holidays. I think he went with his agent, and Julian Ward and co flew out to him, and he did the deal. I think it's 350 plus, so we don't know exactly how much it is, but it's over 350 a week. It's a 2-year extension to the year he'd left, so it's 2025. I thought when I seen it first it was a 3-year extension to the year he had, but it's 2 years on top of the year he has. So, but I think his wages changed for that year. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's
for the 3 years he gets that wage changed, doesn't he?
Yeah. When I was looking at it, because he was looking for so much money, they were talking about maybe giving him 6 years and giving him less per year. Do you know what I mean? So I think the 3 years, he'd be 33, 34. Yeah, 6 years, but at a lower salary. So he would get, over time, he'd get more. I just think for signing, he'd be 33 or 34 now. It's an odd one, isn't it? Like, does he think he's going to sign on again at the end of that, or?
Well, I thought he would have matched Klopp and stayed till 2026. Yeah. I was always thinking he had a year left and he's going to get 3.
Yeah,
you know, and that'd bring him a 4-year, same as Klopp. You know, I'm here as long as you.
Yeah, it's a funny one, you know.
I mean, maybe there's a year in there where he can get another year. You know the way they do the thing.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I didn't hear anything about that, but it's a possibility.
Yeah, I'm reading between the lines there, you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But Jack Mack is in the house. You can pop in, Jack. I sent you a link if you want. Jack McIndoe TV. New branding for Jack. Like Jackie Boy. Pranel Shah in the house. How are you, my friend? Hit the like, guys. Hit the share. It is a happy Friday night. It's going to be a short stream, but it's going to be a good stream. It's been a while. I'm mixing my words. I'm almost at 4K, 3,900 and something. But we're heading for the Anfield Express of 4K even before we start the season.
You'll get it.
I mean, we're living in the dream. John Moore in the house. Hopefully you're well, John. Seamus Moore in the house. Plenty of Moores in the house. Where's Roger Moore? John is in 007. All the boys are in the house. Top Council, Connor. Happy Mo Salah Reds Day. You are absolutely right, Connor. You are right. You can pop in as well if you want. Good on you, Mo, says Matt Fisher. Hit the like, as I say, guys. Hit the share. Let's rock and roll. Jack might be joining us as well. I sent them the link. But I mean, like, okay, Salah gets the contract extension. That's huge news today. It really was. My phone was on 5% at 4 o'clock when the bleeding news broke. And I was out. I was away from a charger. Like, I was a good hour away from a charger. So I did 2 quick videos, a short and a normal one, but nowhere near what I wanted to do. So I nearly collapsed, you know. Fellas were coming up to me. Is it true? Has he signed? When they got, maybe, yeah. Oh, they're fucking asking me, like, you know. But it's huge news. I just think, I mean, it's mouth-watering. Think about it. It's Darwin Núñez.
Mouth-watering.
Luis Diaz. Mosalah. Diogo Jota. And Bobby, I know there's a bit of a rumor about Bobby staying or not going, but young Carvalho, I mean, I think officially becomes a Liverpool player today, July the 1st. I mean, It is mouth-watering. I think it was imperative that we kept either Mo or, I think Mo is probably obviously the bigger deal than Mane, to be real. I mean, Mo is more iconic, you know, probably worth more to the club as well.
He is. No, I think Salah probably, or Mane probably had the better season last year. Certainly the better second half of the season. But I think I still have faith in Salah. I'm sure Klopp still has faith in him, and I think with the Cup of Nations last year, too many games. He was just tired. Like, and
Yeah.
top scorer for the last 5 seasons. You can't argue with that. And I guarantee if we had let him go, he'd go on and do it somewhere else. We would regret it. So, I think Sadio's going to be great at Bayern, and good luck to him. But I don't think he's going to hit the heights Mo is.
No, listen, I've no complaints about Sadio. We can't give out about him. He's been an absolute legend, is a legend at Liverpool, of course. I would have liked him to stay, to be honest with you. I really would have liked him to stay. But if he wants to go, I think his mind was set on going probably after Christmas. If he wants to go, you don't want a player at a club. You really don't, that wants to go. You want a player that is 100%. I'm not saying he wouldn't have gave 100%. I'm just thinking it's a bit of you throw that into a dressing room, you get other players turning their heads, wages, this, that, and the other. Look, he's gone. Good luck to him, of course. I'll be watching to see what he does at Bayern.
He's an absolute legend. A legend. Yeah. I just don't think, I don't think he was ever going to get. I think, unfortunately, it was down to money. I think, and I don't think he was ever going to get anywhere near what Salah's going to get. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Or even what Van Dijk's going to get. I don't think they'd even give him the 200 grand. So no, brilliant servant, incredible. Think of the goals he scored. He's been superb. But good luck to him. And you're right. I'll be watching him when Bayern Munich are playing big time and really behind. Great player.
Absolutely. I just see Doug from the Doug Football Channel's in the house. He's getting married. I think you're getting married tomorrow, Doug. Is that right? Correct me if I'm wrong. To Rebecca. I think it's this weekend. Yeah, he's getting married to Rebecca. So congratulations to Doug. It's all downhill from here, baby.
Never too late, Doug. Still a few hours left. It's never too late.
Never too late. No, congrats. Hope you have a great day. I'm sure you will. Don't wear a kilt. Next.
That's right.
Wear a kilt. I don't know. I'm sure we'll see the pictures all over Twitter anyway. But congrats to Doug getting married tomorrow. The big deal. You won't be able to sleep tonight. Just watch all the content, Doug, on YouTube about Mo Salah. And you have to do some speech and talk about Liverpool tomorrow at your wedding. You have to mention Liverpool. You just have to. Or maybe walk into You'll Never Walk Alone. You know that way when you walk into the I
played it at my wedding.
Yeah. That'd be an absolute, absolutely. What have you got? We got MC in the house. Dave, what's the story? Do you reckon Salah got Mane's money? Maybe.
Probably.
I'm sure he saved money on Mane. I mean, Mane was on a decent wage as well, of course. But look, I don't like it. Look, I'm not worried about what they paid in wages. I'm not worried what the fucking signing on fee is. It doesn't bother me as a fan. Does it bother you?
It doesn't, right? But it's important. So, I actually don't care if they pay them 500 grand a week, all of them. I genuinely don't. But I can see the business logic behind
sustainability.
And when you're looking at, okay, so Salah's an exception. So whatever deal has been done there to sort him out. Good luck, Doug, tomorrow. When you look at Mane though and Nunez, right? So they've obviously gone to keep Mane on the money that he wants costs X money. He's 31, or to bring in Nunez for what we're going to pay for him at 96 grand a week and pay 64 million pounds plus potential add-ons. The sums just don't add up. So they're going Nunez all day, and good luck, man. Thank you very much. Yeah.
But look, it's Tommy Walker.
Literally.
Tommy Walker. But no, listen, it's great. Yeah, it's great. I'm trying to remember. I got married back in 08, August 08, so a while ago.
September 07.
I had my Michael Jackson gear on that day. That was quite. It's actually on YouTube. Me doing Michael Jackson, so it's on my channel. Yeah, it's somewhere there. Really? Dave's tribute to Michael Jackson. It's quite funny. Dave Trainer's tribute to Michael Jackson. It was up on the Grand in Malahide, if you know it.
Check it out later.
Yeah, but look, it's great. Look, what a happy. I mean, Doug's having a great day. It's day before his wedding, and Mo Salah signs the contract extension.
What a wedding present.
We've got the legend in the house, Jack McIndoe TV. Evening, lads. Be in a second. Just help me dad out with the garden. It's my mum's birthday today. Have a little birthday party. And I was in Jack Mac's back garden for the Champions League final, of course. And so was Doug. Absolutely brilliant. It was my happy birthday to Jack Mac's mother.
Mrs.
McIndoe. Happy birthday to Brenda. Happy, absolute legend. Wishing you all the best as John Moore. I'm sure you thought about Doug. There's a lot of stuff going on today, isn't there? There's a lot of stuff going on in the background. Okay, so look, Ivan, we've got Salah. We've got him in the bag. Nunez in the bag. Since I haven't talked yet, I don't think, since we signed Nunez. Carvalho. I think you pronounce his name Carvalho. There is no EO there. People keep calling him Carvalho.
Makes it at the EO.
Does
Carvalho. Yeah, I think
because it's Portuguese or Brazilian or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Carvalho. Fabio Carvalho. So we have him. I'm excited about him. He's 20. I think he's 20 next month. So he's almost 20.
Looks a great player.
Young Calvin Ramsey come in a whimper. Very good. Young Scottish player of the year. He's only 18. Really good. I've seen some videos on him for Aberdeen. He looks really good. We've Elliott refreshed, ready to rock. You know what I mean? We've some young lads coming up through. Young Caden Gordon as well. And we've a new refreshed Mo Salah.
Do you think we'll get another midfielder?
I think there's a possibility of one more coming in. I think it depends on who leaves. I think Nico Williams looks like, I know Forest, the deals didn't go through, but Liverpool wanted slightly more money. I thought Fulham would have to be snapped him up already, to be fair with you.
Well. Yeah.
I mean, he's an international with Wales. Yeah. You don't get cheap fullback internationals, and he's only young. He's played Premier League football. He knows the ins and outs. Yeah. I think he's worth 15. I think Liverpool are looking for.
I'd like to see another midfielder, in fairness. And I wonder, shape-wise, what are they going to do? Will they go with a 4-2-3-1, or will they keep the 4-3-3? I think if they do the two in the middle, it's likely they won't bring somebody in because they probably think they have enough there, you know.
My only issue with the midfield is, I'm not saying they're old, but they're certainly older than any other section of the department, as in like even goalkeepers, defense, forward line. Midfield is the area where, like, if Millie Vanilli, Benjamin Button in there, I mean, he's another year to go. Okay, he won't play as many games, but he'll do a fill-in job. You've Hendo not getting any younger, Thiago, Fabinho, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you've Curtis Jones there, but do we need a little? Somebody to come in, you know?
No, I would like somebody else to come in for sure. But again, you don't know, like all this talk about Bellingham and whether they're just waiting. He wasn't available this year. Dortmund want to keep him. He's available next year. 100 million. Are they going to pay 100 million?
I think that's the English tax. I really do. I think he's a 60 million pound player.
I can't see them paying 100 million for him.
No. Well, the only thing is, I mean, I think Riz Khan and a few others talking about the evolution of Liverpool in the last few months since Diaz came in. We knew, I was worried, we did videos on it with Keith, Ivan and Jack, that Liverpool needed a refreshing. I mean, the players were top world-class players, but they're not getting any younger.
Yeah.
We brought Diaz in, I think, perfectly. He has had a half a season now. He's ready to rock. He's ready to roll.
He's going to be flying next year.
Nunez might need a bit of time to bed in, but Diaz gives you that extra. Salah's there, Jota's there. Bobby's still here. I hope Bobby stays. I just think he gives you so much different than any of the other players, a different dimension. He could play even deeper in a role, maybe in midfield. So I was worried, Ivan, because we were leaving so much. That famous front three, we're getting older and hadn't signed anything. Okay, Mane's gone. Salah, new deal. I think Bobby will hold on. I know I've seen something today about Rabiot off Juve, a swap deal, but I don't know how true.
Apparently, Rabiot is bullshit. I like him, but apparently he's another one. I think he's got baggage. Parents, brothers, agents. Klopp's not going to bring him. Can't see it.
No. Dominic Seymour in the house. Buzzing. We have Mo for another 3 years. We're all buzzing, Bury. We are all buzzing. It's Friday night. I have a glass of Coke here, but after this, do you know what I'm going to do? 80s style. 80s style, baby. I'm going to go 80s style with a few beers. Let's go.
I think Nunez is going to hit the ground running, because he's going to play him as a 9, and it's really, for me, he's a kind of a traditional centre forward. He's going to get loads of balls into the box, and I can see us scoring loads of those crosses, headers, first time volleys, tap ins. I can
you know what's good as well, Ivan? It's good for him to have a pre-season, a full pre-season. We come back into Kirby next weekend, or next week, middle of next week. I think it's Monday. We come back. The boys are ready to rock. They're all buzzing from Salah signing his new deal. Nunez, new guys, Calvin Ramsey. He'll be straight in as well. He'll be there training with Trent and all. He won't be getting loaned out, or he's coming in as backup. And of course, Cavallo there. I mean, just gives a little rejuvenation. We didn't mention Divock as well, another legend leaving the club. You know what I mean? A big legend. I mean, he really was. I did a video on him as well. He was an absolute legend at the club. Sadio leaving and Taki Minamino leaving. 3 out, 3 in. I see Eamon Kelly saying here, Salah's great news, but we do need another top midfielder. Yeah, I have a feeling we will wait till next year. I think the way they're doing it is we've done a front rebuild. I think next year could be a midfield rebuild.
Well, do you know what I think they might do, right? And this is where, if you look at it, how they've done it over the last couple of years, I think Klopp has gone, I'd love Bellingham now. I'm not going to get him. But I'm happy with what I have, and I'll wait till Christmas, right? Because if you think of it, we're probably
one of the only contract thing.
Yeah, no, just to see, does Henderson's legs hang up? Does Fabinho hang up? Does Thiago get injured?
I forgot about Naby Keita. I didn't mention Naby, lads.
But the thing about it is, Dave, right? Look at the players we've actually bought in January. Diaz, I think we got Van Dijk in January, wasn't it?
We did, yeah.
So he has no problem waiting and seeing. So I don't think it'll be as if we don't buy someone this summer, I don't think it'll be as late as next summer. I think it'll be January when we might bring somebody in.
Yeah, maybe.
We've done it before.
But as you know, I mean, it's hard to do a rebuild in every department in one bleeding window. You know, it really is. So the front line now looks stacked. Let's be real. It looks stacked, right? Yeah. Right now, beautiful. As you say, the midfield is still brilliant. It is beautiful midfield, but you're older, injuries, can he play so many games, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, but the defense is nice as well. You know, grand. No one else has been sold. Kanate's coming on. Gomez. I know there's hims and haw whether he'll stay or not. I think they'll keep him.
I think they will.
But, yeah, I think they will. But I think there is a possibility we stay where we are right now. Another one or two leave. The likes of the Williams and one or two others leave. They stay where they are. I mean, the window's on for another while. You know, we're not even in pre-season yet.
Here's an interesting one I read with your man Ramsey coming in.
Yeah.
What about Trent pushing on into midfield? That's an option. Seriously.
Yeah, well, England, and everyone's been talking about that for about 2 years now. I mean, he could easily play there. We know
as that. You're saying, you know, that the preseason games against United over in Singapore or wherever, Philippines, wherever it's on. Thailand. It'll be great to see how they line up and what he tries. You know, I think up front, I think it'll be a 3 and a 1 with Nunes up top. It's what they do then in the middle with a 2, or who plays in the 10. You know, I think there's so many options there. And I'm just thinking, how good would Trent be? You know, you see him playing in midfield or pushing into midfield last season. You see him pushing into a 10 in a lot of games, looking completely out of position, you know. And then you've got Ramsey and Gomez potentially as right fulls, you know.
One word. What's the word? Options. That's what it's all about.
Love it.
It's all about options. I mean, look what we've done. We know we can do it. We played every bloody single game last year. 63 games, 3 cup finals, a whisker of winning the quadruple. Let's be real. A bit of luck either way. In the final game in the Champions League, I thought we were a slightly better team. Should have scored, could have scored. You know, that type of thing.
Definitely should have scored in the fun. Yeah. I think we're just tired. It was like, wouldn't say it was a flat end of the season. The last day of the league was brilliant. Like, we had it in our hands at one point.
Don't go there.
If we had taken our chances in the first half against Madrid, game over. Game over.
Listen, I suppose that's history, and we look at it. But what my point was, we got through a 63-match bleeding season. Crazy. Plus, the likes of Salah, Mane were in AFCONs and World Cups, and I mean, they played a lot of football. As you said, they did look tired near the end, especially Mo. So a nice 2-3 week holiday. The back pre-season. We kick off in Thailand and Bangkok against United. 3 days later, Palace on the 15th. Then we fly to Germany. We've got RB Leipzig, then RB Salzburg a few days later. Then we have the Charity Shield in the King Power against City at the end of July. I think it's the 30th. And on the 31st, we play Strasbourg at Anfield.
Yeah.
So he's going to mix that one up, isn't he?
Yeah. 6th of August for Fulham, isn't it?
6th of August. It's a 12:30 kickoff, so it's probably the first game, unless... I think
Friday
night game before.
Arsenal and Brentford this year or last season. So I'm sure they'll do.
I cannot believe that was last season. Can you believe that was like? That is just ridiculous. But LFC, one club, one love. That's like a blues song. Trent would make a great winger. Yeah, look, listen. I don't think he's going to be moving anytime soon. I think they'll give your man Ramsey a good season to bed in there, see what the story is. You know what I mean? Yeah. But going forward, it could be a possibility to not sign in the midfield, as you just said. Play Trent there, leave Ramsey there, and then get cover for Ramsey next year.
Yeah, and the more like when I think about him, when Henderson plays on the right, Henderson's brilliant there because he's so defensively minded, and he can cover when the right full goes forward. Trent isn't the most defensive, and I would have thought maybe they're playing more centrally, where he's got the likes of Fabinho behind him, because defensively, that's his weakness. And I don't mean he's not a great defender, but he's not the best. But it's as you said, options. Options.
It's options. I mean, look. I'm in a much better place right now than I was worrying maybe 3-4 weeks ago when Sadio was leaving. There was a chance Salah wasn't going to sign, going a free, and Bobby Nunez wasn't signed. And, there was a bit of there was. And I mean, all of a sudden it's turned around and we're in a much better place. We're in a healthy place, but we should really trust in Klopp and trust in FSG and trust in Julian Ward and whatever.
Well, I'm buzzing because I don't know about you, but it probably took me 3 or 4 days to get over the Champions League final, and I mean that. And I think what I found
because I was in Liverpool, so it was a bit different for me, I
was devastated. Like I stood up and walked out of the pub. I had 2 drinks there and went. But you know what I found, and I think it's great. Like when we're having the shows, being a Liverpool fan is 100%. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So you build up to the game on Saturday and you win or whatever, and it's straight into Tuesday or Wednesday in the next game. Like it's relentless, and it's emotionally very draining in a really good way. Do you know what I mean? So I was glad of the few weeks when there was no football, because I was just I was devastated. I was absolutely devastated. Now then you see the bit of transfer news. You see Nunez coming in and Salah today. It just
takes off again. It just takes off. The pre-season next week to be all zooming in on Nunez kicking the ball around a Kirby. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm absolutely buzzed. I went in and got the new jersey last week with Trent on the back. I'm fucking buzzing for it. So sooner it's back, the better. I can't wait for the next season.
It will be back, and it's going to be back sooner. This channel is going all the way. Vase of Flowers. Fulham is in Birmingham. No, it's not. It is in London.
Where's Vase of Flowers from?
What?
Where's Vase of Flowers from?
Vase of Flowers is from Botanic Gardens.
I don't think Fulham's in Birmingham.
I don't know. I think he's from England. Salah deal has taken a while. Yeah, listen, there was obviously a lot of work going on in the background. I think his agent's a bit of a, to be honest. I think that he did a little tweet emoji again today, a funny one, an hour before it, didn't he?
And he retweeted a tweet that Carragher tweeted.
Carragher. Yeah. I put a few funny tweets up already. Attacking speed is true. Some pace there now. I mean, the man Nunez, for a big lad, he is fast. He is fast.
Yeah.
But look, I'm looking forward to the new season. You are. Keith to be with us. Jack will be with us. All the lads will be with us. It's going to be one hell of a season. It kicks off. I know there's pre-season games, but the real game, I would say, is Fulham at 12 at Craven Cottage. That won't be an easy game. I mean, Fulham are coming up. No. It's never an easy game when you're playing the champions of the championship at a packed out Craven Cottage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think they were saying, like, was it last season? First game of the season was Leeds. Bootle. What?
Bootle. Jackie boys from Bootle.
First game of the season last season was Leeds, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And if we won 4-3, like they gave us a game. They gave us a proper game.
Norwich?
Was it not? Well, then the previous season was Leeds.
No, we always have fucking Norwich.
Yeah.
I don't know. We do so many fucking games, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the last 4 seasons.
I'm trying to do a few more watch-alongs. I'm trying to sort something out in the house here. I have a little box room. I'm thinking of clearing it out and turning it into a little studio.
Very professional.
Nice. Dave Goldbridge. You never know. But as I say, hope the new pitch is ready to go. Yes, the new pitch has been relayed. 95% grass, 5% artificial grass. They call it a hybrid pitch. It looks really good.
Same as Croke Park. Same as Croke Park.
It's a proper synthetic, like 5%, but it's easier to take up and keep watered and stuff. But look, Anfield will be looking ready to rock. I mean, obviously, this season's Annie's Road won't be ready, but the following season we'll have an extra 7,000 Reds going absolutely crazy. Charity Shield's the first main game. Yeah, it is. I suppose it's against City. It's at the King Power, which is going to be a bit weird, isn't it? But it is and it isn't. I mean, United and the bleeding Mickey Mouse. Always. I don't lose to them either. Don't want those bastards.
And I think we played them pre-season either last season.
3-1. Do you remember the overhead kick from Shaq?
Kiri, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was in the States a few years ago.
Any game against those fuckers is a big game, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Even a game of chess or a game of fucking, Dominoes or something is a big game against them. But no, we're going to be doing a lot more. Look, it's getting the time for me. And I would have done a lot more watch-alongs, but to sit down for 2 hours in front of the television when, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Even if you want to go out and watch the match, you can't.
And what I've started to do, I've gone out and watched the odd match, but the United games, the City games, I prefer to actually watch them at home, and you're analysing them. You're really looking like I thought last season's game, the City game where we drew 2-2, and they battered us in the first half. The second half, as a game of football, was just up there with the best of football I've ever seen in terms of Liverpool constantly trying to attack and City just playing it around at the back, looking for the runners. It was a game of chess of the highest quality. It was absolutely superb.
I actually watched the game at Anfield, the 2-2 at Anfield with Keith up in Ashbourne.
You did?
The 2-2. Yeah. And Fabinho had a chance. Remember the chance to go 3-2. But listen, to be fair, a draw was about right there. They were decent enough as well. You know what I mean?
Very good. They were very good.
As I say, Fergie's brain hemorrhage. Oh my God, that's not a good one. We get rid of that one. Morning, Gary. Hope you are well. Says Mark Forrest. Gary Richards in the house. Guys, hit the like, hit the share. Next road is 4K. I'm over 3,910, something like that when I came live. So let's get 4K before the season starts. I'm sure I will at this stage. But look, it's just great. I love doing it. Ivan, I'm sure you're similar. I'm doing this now nearly 4 years. 4 years in August.
Love doing it.
Nearly 4 years in August doing this. Maybe not as much as this, say in the last 2 years, but you meet so many people. I was in Liverpool with Jack Mack's house. Doug was there. John Moore was there. Steve Stubbs was there. Luke from 1892 Reds podcast was there. Dan from the Mighty Reds TV was there. It's a
great community. Do you know what I mean? And you're seeing the best of the fans coming out. I think
Connor from the Cop Council was there. Better not forget him. But look, I met Mick Moran in fucking Pogue Mahones in Liverpool for a few beers.
I was down at my father-in-law's 70th birthday, and he lives down in Westmeath, and a lot of people, mix of people, young people, old people, whatever, and two older people. They're my brother-in-law's parents, United fans. Sat down and, how are you doing, Grant? Yeah, the podcast is brilliant. I'm like, what?
Do you watch it? Do they?
Yeah, I shared on Facebook, and then two other people from down the country came in, and they're like, yeah, we watched that as well. It's brilliant. Brilliant stuff.
But this is the thing about, if you go live, which we are now, I was live about 2 weeks ago, just did a little hour impromptu. I had a guy on from Brunei who wanted to come in and chat.
Mad.
Obviously, Rod Meta from Australia, Carl Eraser, Germany, lads from the States. It can be anywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Anywhere.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
And a nice chat with John Ochterberg as well. Really enjoyed that. If anybody hasn't seen that, check that out with John Ochterberg.
Yeah, that's good.
Liverpool first team goalkeeping coach, of course. But as I say, all the boys will be back next week, ready to rock at Kirby. I'm looking forward to even watching them on the pitch. Just getting the feel of it and the new kit, the new jerseys. What do you think of the new jersey? Been playing though? Did you buy the new one?
Got it, yeah.
I like that white one on you, that cream one now.
Yeah, this is last season's one. I love this one. The young lad bought me it for Father's Day. He got me an extra large, and it's too big, so I had to change it for a large. There he is. The legends in the house. Jack.
Hello, boys.
Go TV. I have to be careful what I say. Jackie, boy, rebranding. What's happening?
Oh yeah, that's pretty how long since I've done a video with you. Been a while.
Last time I did when I was in your house.
Yeah. Now, how are you doing, boys? Exciting news. What a way to start the weekend. End of the weekend.
Great, absolutely great news. But
happy buzzy days.
Yeah, but listen, look, we all hoped, we all thought, we all dreamed, we all wanted Salah to sign an extension. It's really a 2-year extension to the year he's already got. He's on 350 plus. Doesn't really bother me what he's on. Once he scores goals and plays for us and we win things, or we're up there challenging, I suppose. That's all that matters, Jack.
Yeah, potentially he's got an option for an extra year, potentially.
That's what I thought. What I thought. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it's fantastic, boys, isn't it? We spoke about already this last couple of weeks over, obviously, Mane departing, but I think it looks like we've used Mane's wages that we have lost, and and give them to Salah, because it's the consistent levels in which Mo's been hitting over the last 3, 4, 5 seasons. Quite remarkable, aren't they, boys? We spoke about it. Yes, he did have a little dip at the back end of the season, but considering the amount of minutes Salah and obviously Mane and a lot of our players, they are in the red zone going into next season, but fully warranted. And I'm not really scared. I know a lot of people have been saying on social media, Salah getting this new big deal, his form's going to dip off a cliff. For me personally, nothing has indicated that of any nature in his Liverpool career. And Jurgen Klopp, most importantly, would not allow that to happen anyway.
No.
I don't think it's in Salah's mentality or even in his mind to dip. This guy wants to win. This guy even wants to beat his little girl swimming in a swimming pool. Are you joking me?
Like, Klopp stuck with him last season. Like, Jack, you're dead right. He had a dip in form, and there's no two ways about it. But Klopp stuck with him. I think he dropped him maybe for one game, and he took him off at 60 minutes for a couple of games, but he never ever left him out.
Yeah.
He always kept fighting him, and he was still scoring the odd goal here and there. He never gave up on him. He always gave him a chance. And in fairness to him, he was getting chances, he was getting in positions and fluffing his lines or taking an extra touch or getting a bad touch, but he was always there. And I just think it's tiredness, too many games for him, and he's going to be. You see him today in the sun, relaxing by the swimming pool. He's going to be buzzing, and everybody else is going to be buzzing when he comes back, because it's a huge signing for us. Everybody.
Look, guys, imagine this front three: Núñez, Diaz, Salah, with Jota and Bobby in the wings. I mean, Jota be saying, "I'm starting," and that's what you want.
I think it's very likely a front four. It could be a four if they play Núñez on his own. And if 3 in behind and 2 behind that's frightening.
Yeah, because Núñez, we spoke to him around the Champions League periods. We needed a number 9, just someone in the edge inside the box. And everyone's having goals when we've done shows, boys. The amount of times we whip in a ball, we create so many opportunities, whether that be in the air.
There.
Well, hopefully, as you said there, Ivan, if we do go to a 4-2-3-1, which we have done over the last 12 months in certain scenarios, the Tottenham game we tried it, didn't quite work off in terms of getting the whole 3 points, but the option's there. And if you have Jota floating or Bobby floating in that 10, Carvalho, as you boys were mentioning before, it'd be intriguing to see how Klopp does utilise his qualities, because he's probably something that we haven't had over the last couple of years, apart from obviously when we did have Coutinho back in the day. But it's so many options, boys, and that's what we need going into this season. A different variety of games to win different games, because no game is ever the same. There's going to be sending off substitutions as well. We've watched, especially you lads, you've watched so much more football than me. But it's exciting.
You're giving away our age, Jack. You're giving away our age here.
It's your birthday as well tonight.
I'm only 27.
Yeah.
You're laughing at.
I still get ID anyway.
But Jack, you're right. Like, the other thing is, when we talk about going to a 4-2-3-1 or 4-2-3, you should, when you listen to Klopp talk in some of these games, they change formation in the game. So switching to another system, it actually isn't that big a deal to them, because they're doing it all the time. Like, when you're up against City, you might start off as a 4-3-3, but if you're 2-0 down or you're goal down, you have to adjust. So they're adjusting constantly. So I don't think it's a huge deal, but I definitely think bringing in an out-and-out 9, it questions the 4-3-3 for me. But it's in a really, really good way. I think he's
in a good way. I mean, it's options, as you say. I mean, the boys return. I think it's Monday, Jack. They all come back to Kirby's. It's Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
I mean, Klopp will be there looking at them, sitting there, leaning with the liverboard, with the mighty red, sitting there watching them. Going, wow. You know what I mean, Jack? I want a quick word on the 3 boys that have left.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to you really that much. You're obviously Sadio, Taki, Divock. 3 legends, really, in all different aspects, all different types of legends, of course. What's your thoughts on the boys that have left?
You can't begrudge them, really, can we, boys? We spoke over the years on your channel, David, and on mine as well. With Sadio, with Divock, you're understood. At the end of the day, that lad has not whinged 1 iota in his Liverpool career. You'll be struggling, really, in reality, and getting a a player with that mature attitude off the pitch and his mature performances on the pitch. When he does come on, he makes an impact. And you do feel sorry for him, but in previous generations, prior to Jurgen Klopp, Divock Origi potentially, when we were absolutely shocking, would have been our out and out number 9. But we're on another stratosphere in reality in terms of quality up front. So all the best to Div. I think he'll do really well in Italy. I'll tell you what, AC Milan, if they play Barca, they'd be sound in Europe. But with Mane, he was my favourite Liverpool player. But I still love the lads. But what I love, lads, as you alluded to tonight, boys, is it's the way in which he went about his deal. He could have easily ran his contract down and got absolutely more money, because we know how the modern day contracts work. He would have got so much more, a couple of extra 5, 10, 15 million signing on fee for him and his agent if he would have ran his contract down. But he was like, no. Liverpool, it looks like he told Liverpool last January, and that's why Liverpool signed Diaz. Yes, Tottenham were going in for Diaz, but I'm pretty sure Mane gave them a nudge, and he didn't whinge. He probably said the odd interview with Senegal, but that was the back end of the season. But a lot of words are taken out of context.
Tacky lad.
Yeah, difficult. We spoke, on me boys, over the last year. The period in which he did turn up at Liverpool, with the COVID hit, it would have been difficult for anyone, whatever job it is, but most importantly, footballers. They're expected to isolate within a hotel and everything, really. But all the best to Taki. He done his business last season, and you couldn't have asked any more, similar to the other two lads I just mentioned. But I think he'll do really well at Monaco, because the way they set up in terms of Ben Yedder and obviously Gelson Martins and other attacking players. So I think he's got a lot to offer French football. Yes, he's a bit lightweight, but I think the French league, you can get away with that in terms of characteristics as a player. But I'm a bit something at the back of my mind's going, what if we don't get the goals? And within games, you're looking at certain scenarios, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it this season, and we'll discuss it. But I don't think, as we've Jota and Bobby, as we mentioned there, boys, those two, I'm pretty sure, will get the goals if they are called upon. Even if we need to throw 5 or 6 of them on, if we are playing against a 4-4-2 park the bus tactic this season in the league. But I'm pretty sure we trust in Jurgen. Whatever Jurgen's doing, we've been here before, and we trust him with absolutely everything. He knows what he's doing.
but that was a point I think I made a few weeks ago about Minamino especially, and Origi, when I knew they were leaving. Those type players that don't moan, they're not on huge wages. They're on a decent, pro wage. They're internationals or whatever, but they don't moan in the background. Don't in the papers, social media, TikTok boys. They're not out doing their hair like Pogba. I mean, there's no trouble on or off the pitch. They train particularly well. Apparently, they're brilliant in training.
That's the main thing.
They do a bleeding job. So my only worry was letting the two of them go at the same time, because I was saying maybe they will keep one of them. But I know Klopp likes those two lads and wants them to play. And in his own mind, probably saying, if we keep them another year, they're a year older, they're not going to get more than 10 games. They want 20, 30, 40 games a season. And in a way, it's Klopp saying to them, you've done a great job for us, lads. Thanks very much. Go on and, start playing football.
Yeah, it's a World Cup year, isn't it? Going into Jan. So, obviously, I don't know if Japan are probably...
Fucking November!
Yeah, they have qualified. Japan, I think, pretty sure they have anyway. But as you said there, Dave and Ivan, we've spoke about the intensity levels on the pitch, but it's off the pitch. That's why Jurgen Klopp is so good in getting the levels, whether that be on the training pitch. It's so much easier to translate it to a match day if you're doing it week in, week out on the training ground. And we'll be sound. I'm excited.
As Eamon Kelly says, that's a good point. See that point there, Ivan, with the 5 sub rule coming in.
Huge.
I mean, that's huge for the top clubs. It's absolutely. I mean, you can change it. You can totally change it in the second half.
Yeah, like we talked about it last season, and both Klopp and Pep were both pushing for it. It suits obviously the stronger teams, and I think with Klopp, he loves it because you can change half a team and change a game with that. It's really, really good,
You've seen us do it in the Champions League.
Yeah. Oh, and I think with Nunes coming in, I'm not that worried letting Origi and Minamino go. I don't think it's that big a gap. I know Minamino scored 11 goals or 12 goals for us last season. Like he really took his chance when he came on in the Carabao Cup. Like and you could almost say he single-handedly got us to the final in some ways because he was brilliant.
Well, that injury time equaliser against Leicester, that goes wide, we're out. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I don't think, like as you said, you can't replace that in the team. Whatever about the goals, the attitude is just superb. No talking to the papers, no whinging.
That's it.
When you're given your chance, you come on and you score or you influence the game as Origi did. But Klopp won't sign somebody.
That's what I was just about to say. You won't be in Klopp's squad if you are one of those TikTok boys. You just won't be there.
Not gonna happen.
I mean, we seen what happened. Sacco a few years ago, fracked in the fiddle. He did one or two things.
Yeah.
He was on the next bleeding train out of Liverpool.
But so the other players that they've been talking of, Fekir and one or two others, your man Lamar. The contract discussions, if they're not going well, and if you're playing fucking big balls in the discussions, Klopp's gonna go, see his lads, we're out of here. Don't want it.
Yeah.
He wants somebody who's happy to come in and go, listen, you're on 80 grand a week, and you've got 6 months. If you do the business, you'll be on the same money as the other lads. If you're not happy, this is Liverpool Football Club. On your way, you get somebody else.
But see, that's what it is. And I think Klopp is he's like a bloody school teacher, isn't he? I mean, he's like one of those school teachers you loved having in primary school where you're nearly crying when you were leaving primary school, even though I hate primary school, but you know what I mean? He's like a father figure teacher where, the class love him coming into work, coming into school every day. You know what I mean? And they do their homework and they're in on time and they don't miss. But anybody acts the fiddle,
you're gone.
Yeah. He's got a nasty. I'd love to see it when he eventually does retire. I'd love to see it like a documentary behind the scenes of him absolutely on berserk, because it's like that family relative he said there, Dave, someone that you really get on with, and then when you just switch,
you see him on the sideline. Yeah. Like when he's going mad on the sideline, you're kind of going, fucking hell, like he's going on. And it doesn't matter if you're Becker.
There has to be like an iron or a fistful of dollars or some sort of steel there. You don't get to that level he's just going around hugging people. You have to have some steel.
Yeah, like I think like Ferguson did the same. You'd see Ferguson balling them out on the sideline. Yeah. Van Dijk's got it, Henderson's got it, Thiago's got it, the keeper's got it. And in rightly so, when he's doing the post-match interviews, he talks it down. No, fine. All happy as Larry. I'd say he fucking tears them apart in the dressing room and tears them apart on the training ground. Yeah. Which is what it should be. But
I'd say Pep Linders is similar. He has a bit of a scrowl about Pep Linders, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All the top staff. I mean, it's a world-class level now, Liverpool. The level has just from October 15. I'm not saying Brendan Rodgers was any bad. I think he did quite a good job, to be fair. But the level just went on a curve like that from around 2016-17 when he got the team he wanted. When he weeded out the players he didn't want there, the types of messers in your primary class that you don't do their homework, mess down the back, throw the bleeding ruler up at the teacher, stick the chewing gum underneath the chair, acting
stick the thumbtack on the chair.
What? You know what I mean?
I didn't do my own work.
To the toilet and say they'd be back in 5 minutes and they're back at lunchtime.
Fuck off to the chipper.
So, I mean, he did all that weeding out. That takes time. I mean, you could probably say the same with your man Ten Hag at United. When a new manager comes into a big club, they're looking at all the players before they even come in and go, I don't like him, I don't want him, he's a messer. You can watch on social media and all and go, I want them out. You know what I mean? Like Paul Pogba went fairly quick, see? Yeah. You know what I mean? When he came in.
Oh, you're right. You're dead right.
Well, that would be the dream. Well, we've at least 4 more years of Jurgen Norbert Klopp.
Klopp will be with us after that, guaranteed. Klopp will be here in 10 years' time.
Yeah. Well, he did. Well, look, I'm happy enough it's here for another 4 at least. And you never know. Salah might be. He's 3, but he might even take up that year. But you're talking about, Jack, that extra year. I always did say that. I said it to Ivan before he came on that I was surprised it wasn't 3+ years from the year to match Klopp on 2026. But obviously, it probably will happen anyway. But I'm really looking forward to the season, guys. I mean, pre-season training next week. The following week, it's United away on the 12th in Thailand. Then it's Palace in Thailand 3 days later. Then you go to Germany, RB Leipzig RB Salzburg, 2 Red Bull sides, full of energy drinking that Red Bull. And I mean, they're in a training camp. Then they play City in the King Power in the Charity Shields on the 30th, I think. And then the next day they play Strasbourg at Anfield. It's the only friendly, I think, French club, Strasbourg. You'll probably go to Jackie.
Yeah, it will be going, mate. So if you can hear me,
happy birthday, Brenda! Happy birthday! Don't say your age live.
That's probably already on the booth, so apologies and shouting in the background.
Fair play.
Yeah, I'd be going, mate. I think it's a day after as you said there, David, after the community
shield. Day after the Charity Shield.
Even if the kids are playing, it's just good to be back in Anfield or just watching the Reds. Even pre-season, I know a lot of people don't like pre-season, but Jurgen Klopp, most importantly, and the modern day managers, well, football managers in general, even back in Shanks and Paisley days, pre-season is the biggest part of the season because it just sets you up to really get going, really, in terms of, and that's what we need to go into this coming season in the league. Most importantly, is start the season well. When you look at it, the back end of last season, the first half was sometimes a bit of a shambles, too many draws and silly games that where we could have got extra points, but I'm pretty sure this season, yes, we missed out on the Champions League and the league, but I think we know exactly where we need to be and the objectives really, and we can't just hit the ground.
To be fair, Jack, if we're talking about the league, I can't really give out about them. I mean, we only lost twice. I mean, and we lost twice before Christmas. Leicester away, West Ham away. I think, and even the Leicester game, I don't think we should have lost that game. We had loads of chances. They got a breakaway goal against the run of play. The West Ham game, we just weren't ourselves. We got bullied a bit. To be fair, I thought we didn't deserve much out of that game. But other than that,
I honestly think, and they say this in as much in life and business, whatever, that you learn most from when you lose. And as you said, Jack, it's the first thing you said when you came on. We needed a striker. There was games when we needed a striker. So Klopp's very quickly looked at the season and gone, this game, that game, this game, that game. If we had a number 9, if we had somebody in that position, we win that game, or we don't lose that game, we draw it or whatever. And I actually think sometimes the seasons after the ones with the disappointment, where you've taken the feedback on board and you've learned and you've made the change, it'll be another incredible season anyway. I just think we have the thing that we were missing last season was a number 9 to get those little nicky goals that we were missing, and we've addressed it.
Yeah. It's the preoccupying the space in it, boys, as well. He said there, Ivan, if you've got an out-and-out number 9, or if Nunes does start scoring some goals, even Diaz on the other wing, it leaves Salah. We've all watched over the last couple of years, teams mark him about 5 players on him. And even that City goal when he scored at Anfield, he gets past about 7 of them and bangs in the top corner. He makes that himself.
Plus, we've Harvey Elliott. I think it's a big season for Harvey. He can stay fit. Curtis Jones, another one. Caden Gordon, maybe it's his breakthrough season to get a few games. I mean, there's a lot. Tyler Martin. There's a lot of stuff happening, Jack. I mean, me and Ivan, before you came on, we were talking. Is that for Liverpool now? I mean, there's a lot of money spent on Salah now for the next 3 years. So you could say that's like a 50 million. I think it works out 55 million over 3 years. But I think that could be it now, depending on the likes of Neco Williams and 1 or 2 leaving. I think that could be Liverpool done and dusted because he likes to have it early. He doesn't want anybody coming in the middle of pre-season or someone coming in right at the end, unless it's an emergency or an injury or has to be done. I have a feeling that's it. And all eyes then are on the season, pre-season, getting fit, ready to rock Fulham. And then it's Operation Midfield from January and next 2 transfer windows. Operation Midfield.
Oh, you're spot on, Dave.
Yeah, that's on there. Like. As you mentioned, Naby Keita, he stayed fit, didn't he? Was back in the last year. If he can do that. The fan base on Twitter, especially our fan base, will probably keel over if we don't sign a midfielder. But I understand where both sides of the arguments are coming from. Yes, we could improve it. But as you mentioned before, boys, top of the show, Milner, we wouldn't have given that 1-year extension if we didn't.
If there was a midfielder coming in, Millie wasn't being. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's. Look, I'm happy. I'm happy with the cake we have on the table. All the slices are in place. The cream's on top. The strawberry was added today, baby. I'm getting that cake. I'm not even going to take a slice out. I'm going to put it in the fridge.
Not that it eats at all now, Dave. Yeah, have you ordered now? Well, that's
Listen,
2 seconds in my fridge, that cake, lad.
oh, I love it. Look, there's going to be so much more content coming. Obviously, Jackie, but we talked to him in a minute before we go. What he has coming up, it's going to be a crazy season. It was a ridiculous season last year. I don't care what anyone says. I was proud of the lads. It was a 63 match season. It was. I've got to get off to Anfield a lot more. Hopefully, this season I will.
I am. I'm going back to 4 or 5 games.
Things happened this year, Ivan, as well. Ivan came on board. Keith came on board. Jack's always been around. The likes of Doug, Connor, all those boys. I was with Jack, obviously, at the Champions League final in Liverpool. And there's going to be a lot of content. I'm going to try to do a few more watch-along. I'm going to do a little rebranding trick, Jack. Maybe not change the name, but the logo and stuff like that. I'll talk to you about it again.
Yeah.
But definitely a rebranding. It's always good to do a little rebranding,
Yeah, new season, new me. Well,
you changed your name to Jack McIndoe TV. What happened there? Why did you not like Jack Mac LFC?
Sounds a bit childish, doesn't it? I don't know. Especially Mac.
Right.
It depends where you're coming
catchy,
from, anyway. But yeah, But I don't know. I think it originally had, when we first met you, Dave, it was Jack McIndoe, just YouTube.
Yeah.
And that, but just go back to basics, really, mate. But thank you for having me on, mate. It's great to speak to you again, Ivan. And yeah, it's exciting times ahead, mate.
Anytime.
No, listen, it's been absolutely fantastic. The big kickoff's around the corner. The boys are back in town next week at Kirby. We've new signings. People have left. People have joined. The team goes round and round. The world goes round and round. The LFC family goes round and round. Happy birthday to Jack Mac's mother, Brenda. Have a lovely night tonight. Go easy on the old water. Oh, so I was going to say apple juice, but you know what I mean. And congratulations to Doug and Rebecca, who get married tomorrow. So good luck to them. It's all downhill from here, baby. But that's been brilliant. Jack McIndoe TV in the house. Check him out. Y'all know who Jackie Boy is. And Ivan, we'll see more of you in the new season. And Keith as well. Cheers, guys, in the comments. Stay safe. Hit the like. Hit the share. My voice is gone.